Picture the world 300,000 years ago, 1 hour before sunrise. A small group of Homo Sapiens lies sleeping on the ground near the remains of a fire. Then the first light comes. Not full sunrise, the very first photons of dawn light, striking the retina before the sun clears the horizon. And inside that sleeping body, without any conscious decision, a hormone begins to rise. That hormone is cortisol. And what it does in the 30 to 45 minutes after waking is one of the most precisely timed events in your biology. Research published in endocrine reviews confirms that in healthy individuals, cortisol rises between 38 and 75% in that first 30 to 45-minute window after waking. Researchers call this the cortisol awakening response. Your body has been doing it every single morning of your life. But here is the thing most people have never been told. This cortisol spike was never designed for stress. It was designed for dawn. Your body contains a master clock, a cluster of about 20,000 neurons sitting just above the roof of your mouth, deep inside your brain. Researchers call it the suprachiasmatic nucleus, or SCN. Every morning, the SCN receives the first light signal from your retina and uses it to set the timing of your entire hormonal day. The cortisol spike follows within minutes. But it is not just a wake-up call. The cortisol awakening response does 4 specific things in the first 45 minutes of your day, in sequence, whether you are aware of them or not. First, it floods your liver with the instruction to release glucose into your bloodstream. Your brain needs fuel. It cannot wait for breakfast. Second, it raises your blood pressure just enough to push blood to your brain and muscles before you stand. This happens before your eyes fully open. Third, it calibrates your immune system, briefly suppressing inflammation so your body can shift its resources toward physical readiness. Fourth, it sharpens your attention and memory for the first 2 to 3 hours of the day. Research suggests this window is your brain at its highest alertness. Your ancestors needed it. You still have it. 300,000 years ago, that 4-part sequence fired the moment the first light of dawn entered your ancestors' eyes. They did not stay in the dark. They moved toward the light. Studies on pre-industrial populations, the Tsimane of Bolivia, the Hadza of Tanzania, the San of the Kalahari, show a consistent pattern. All 3 groups woke within the hour before sunrise and moved immediately into open daylight. Every single morning, without exception, they received direct natural light within minutes of waking. And research published in Current Biology confirms that these populations show stronger circadian rhythms, more consistent, less fragmented, than any industrialized population studied. Their cortisol curve was firing in response to real dawn light. The research is clear. Morning light exposure significantly enhances the cortisol awakening response. Without it, the peak is blunted, the sequence is disrupted. If you want to go deeper on this, the cortisol curve, the sleep window, and what your brain needs across all 14 hours of daylight, I put together a complete guide called Rewire Your Prehistoric Brain. It covers the 21-day practice your nervous system was built around. It is linked in the description below. Now, let us talk about what happens inside your body when you do not get that morning light. Most people today wake inside a dark room, look immediately at a phone screen, and stay indoors for the first 1 to 3 hours of the day. Your SCN receives no dawn signal. The cortisol curve does not fire properly. The 4-part sequence, glucose, blood pressure, immune calibration, cognitive sharpening, runs late, runs weak, or runs at the wrong time. That is not a theory. That is measurable biology. Research from frontiers in neuroscience confirms that the circadian system directly modulates the cortisol awakening response. The timing and strength of that morning cortisol peak depends almost entirely on whether your SCN received a proper dawn signal. Imagine it is 300,000 years ago and you are waking before the sun has fully risen. The ground beneath you is hard. The air is cooler than it will be for hours. You do not reach for anything. You sit up. You face the direction of the light, and within minutes, the first photons of dawn, short wavelength light that no flame can produce, hit the back of your retina. Inside your eye, specialized cells, your body's dedicated dawn detectors, fire a direct signal to your SCN. The clock is set, and immediately the instruction travels down to your adrenal glands, sitting above your kidneys. Cortisol begins to rise, glucose floods your bloodstream, your blood pressure lifts, your immune system recalibrates, your attention sharpens, all of this triggered by light, not by an alarm, not by caffeine, not by effort. You are ready to move before the day has fully started. That is what the cortisol curve was built for, not to help you handle stress, to help you meet the demands of a world that began at dawn. So what does this mean for the person watching this video right now? It means your cortisol curve is still running the same program. It is still waiting for the same signal. The problem is that signal is not arriving. Here is your state before. You wake in a dark room, your SCN receives no dawn signal, and your cortisol peak fires late and weak. The result is that familiar feeling, groggy for an hour, relying on caffeine to do what your biology was supposed to do automatically. Here is the reason why. Your SCN cannot tell the difference between dawn and darkness if you never show it the difference. It is waiting for a signal that no phone screen, no ceiling light, and no alarm clock can send. Here is the action for today. Within 10 minutes of waking, step outside. You do not need full sunrise. You do not need direct sun on your skin. You need your open eyes to receive natural outdoor light. Even overcast sky provides 10 to 50 times more light than indoor lighting. Stay outside for 10 to 20 minutes. Do not wear sunglasses. Let the light reach your retina. That is the dawn signal your SCN has been waiting for every morning of your life. Here is what you will notice, and roughly when. Within 3 to 5 days of consistent morning light exposure, most people report waking with more natural alertness. The groggy hour shortens. Within 1 to 2 weeks, the afternoon energy crash most people experience around 2 to 3 p.m. becomes less severe. This is not a supplement, it is not a biohack, it is your body receiving the signal it was calibrated around 300,000 years ago. One note before we close. Everything in this video is educational. It reflects what research suggests about the biology of the cortisol awakening response and natural light. If you have a health condition that affects your cortisol or adrenal function, speak with your doctor before making changes to your morning routine. Your ancestor stood at the edge of open ground every morning and let the first light of the day find them. They were not doing a morning routine. They were doing the only thing a body built for the outside world could do: receive the signal the day was offering. Your cortisol curve is still expecting that same signal right now, not some version of it, not an approximation. The real thing. Outdoor light in the first 20 minutes after waking. Everything in this video connects to a bigger picture. 11 things your prehistoric body still needs every day that most people have never been told about. That video is on this channel. It is the one to watch next. Coming up next on this channel, the reason your stomach acid is 10 times more concentrated than a chimpanzee's, and what 1.8 million years of scavenging built into your gut that no modern diet has accounted for. Your biology has not changed. Every system in your body is still running the same morning sequence your ancestors ran at the edge of the open ground 300,000 years ago. New videos go up every Tuesday and Thursday. That is 3 p.m. Eastern Time for those watching from the US. In winter, when the clocks change, that becomes 2 p.m. Eastern, same Dubai time, same day. Thank you for being here and for taking the time to understand the body you were born with. Take care of yourself, stay safe, and we will see you back here on Tuesday and Thursday at the same time. There is always more of this science, and every piece of it was written into you long before you arrived.